In this video, I attempt to play poker at every casino in Las Vegas in under 24 hours. In total, there are 19 poker rooms that are currently open and operating in Las Vegas. With 12 on the main strip and 7 off, I will be driving over 100 miles in total.
If you don't do this, you have to dress up like Spider-Man for a whole week.
I have to wear a Spider-Man costume to every casino I go to.
Bruh. And every grocery store, gas station, gym.
I really do not want to end up looking like this guy. Before we get going, let's get a bit more hashtag positivity.
Clicks. Nice. 19 poker rooms in Las Vegas. All 19 in 24 hours. Get it done. Phil Hellmuth here from the Aria gym. Don't forget to play my favorite room, Aria.
With Hellmuth support, I get started by playing for 1 orbit each at the Venetian, Caesars, and Bellagio, with my first interesting hand coming from the Aria, where there are a couple early position limps for $5. I have ace-king off in the cutoff and raised to $30. Both the limpers make the call, and the flop comes king-8-4, 2 spades. The end of the gun limper ends up leading for $85, which is about pot. The other limper folds, and being that he bet so large, I decide to just call. The turn comes the 8 of hearts. This does not slow down my opponent, who bets 150. Once again, this is a weird spot. We have a very strong hand, but my opponent is continuing to bet big. In the moment, I'm thinking they could possibly have an 8 here, so I just make the call once again. The river comes the jack of diamonds. With about $560 in the pot, my opponent bets $200. They have about $500 left behind at this point, and I go deep into the tank to decide if I want to go all in or just call. I think my hand is pretty under-repped with how this hand is played out, but I do eventually just decide to call, and my opponent shows king-7 of spades. This was frustrating as I somehow managed to win the minimum. If I were to play this again, I would like to raise the flop, as I think my opponent would not be leading with a set or 2 pair. Alright guys, we are at our 5th casino, MGM, about to get to the poker room. It's time for our first challenge.
Alex, what's up, baby? Scotty Wynn, baby. I challenge you, go all in, blind. Can you handle that, baby? You take care, alright, baby?
That is right. At this casino, we will be going all in blind. Playing 1-2, buying in for the minimum, of course. I will not tell anybody at the table I'm all in blind, but I will do it multiple times to the point where I get called. So good luck us. This room only had 4 tables running and required a bit of a wait, but once we finally got seated, we had some fun. We start off by going all in blind for about $100 from the small blind versus an early position open for $30.
All in. How about we just go all in? Welcome to the table.
The big blind calls, which is not a good sign to start, and so does the early position opener, but not before saying this.
From the new fella?
Come on.
You're a cute little fella. I'll do it. I have a wife. No.
The flop comes king-5 deuce and goes check check. The turn is another king, and this time the big blind checks while the early position player bets $100. The big blind calls and the river is a 7 of hearts. The big blind leads at this time for $100 and the early position player folds.
I don't know what I have.
Wait.
The big blind reveals queens, and we end up having pocket 4s. A decent hand to go all in with, just not in this case. After rebuying for $100, let's see if we can have more luck in this next hand. The early position player who was just involved in the last hand may be as crazy as me, as he raises to $16 under the gun blind. When action folds around to me in the cutoff, I happily go all in blind once again for $100. Action folds to the under the gun player who wants to gamble. They call, and let's make this interesting by seeing a run out and revealing 1 card at a time. The flop comes king-3 deuce. Alright, you show 1. Hold on.
No, you hit one, that's right.
No, I don't know. After suggesting I hit a pair, my opponent reveals a king for top pair. Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, you hit one.
With the ace of hearts on the turn, I only have 7 high at this point, so my only real hope of winning is if I have another heart for a flush draw and if the river comes a heart.
No, keep going. We'll go to the river.
The river is the 8 of hearts, and now for the moment of truth.
You got me.
Can I have a heart?
Oh, you could have a heart.
Heart! Oh, 7 dudes! Let's go!
7 deuces, no good.
I know, right? What a miracle run out to give us the win with 7 deuce of all hands. Time to cash out and get back on the road.
I went all in blind and won with 7 deuce.
MGM was a great game. I wish I could have stayed, but we are on a mission to go to all casinos. River the 7 deuce of hearts. That was sick. If you guys are enjoying this video so far, hit the like button, subscribe. Let's go. All right, guys, next stop, home of the World Series of Poker in 2022, Bali. This was their actual poker room, which was closed during the WSOP. The most interesting hand from this game comes when there are several $3 limps. I raised to $20 on the button with ace-8 of diamonds. The early position player, the hijack, and the cutoff all make the call.
Oh yeah! Look
Come
at
on,
these
double
gamblers.
up time.
Look at these gamblers.
Double up time. The flop comes ace, 5, 3, 2 hearts. Somewhat similar to the first hand in this video, an early position player leads for $25. Both the hijack and cutoff call. What's not so similar to the first hand is my decision facing this lead and several calls. Although I have a pretty weak ace, I need to punish this dead money. I waste no time and go all in for $280 total. Double me up. Someone could have a weak ace themselves that they fold to the jam, or better yet, a stronger ace that they fold, or a flush draw that we do not want to see a turn for cheap. We are quite happy when the original early position player who led into us ends up folding, but not quite sure what to think when the hijack ends up calling.
Oh!
Uh-oh.
Oh!
You got the nuts? Not yet. You got a flush draw? Oh my gosh, I'm ahead. I'm ahead. Let's go. He doubled me up. He doubled me up. Oh.
Wow!
I knew someone was gonna double me
Wow!
up. Come on.
I thought you was full of bullshit too.
I ace.
Yeah.
They doubled me up.
Yeah.
The hijack does end up doubling me up as he ends up showing 10 deuce of hearts for a flopped flush draw and gut shot. The turn and river come a spade and we win a massive pot. Next up is a personal favorite of mine and home of the next challenge from one of the best dudes in poker. Number 7, the Wynn Encore Casino.
All right, Alex, listen, you just tracked me down Chipotle, peaceful day trying to get some food here. I challenge you to play the great game of Pot Limit Omaha. All right, so you're gonna be traveling around Vegas. Listen, he's gotta get in the Pot Limit Omaha streets. I know you're playing 2-card Pot Limit Omaha, but listen, we need more 4-card representation out there. So that's my challenge to you. Good luck, my friend. And don't lose it all.
After Joey's inspiration, I must win a big pot in PLO. And what better way than a double board bomb pot? Every player pays $20 pre-flop and we go straight to a flop and play as we normally would. With 8 players at the table, there is already 160 in the pot. We look down at King, Queen, Jack 4, 3 hearts, and 1 diamond. The top board comes Ace, 6, Deuce, which is no help for us. And the second board comes Jack, Jack 3, which is very good for us. We are in early position and end up checking to the hijack who bets $90. The cutoff calls and action comes back to us. Since we only had about $250 to start, I think there's only one move here. We go all in with our trip jacks. Unexpectedly, the under the gun 1 player ends up calling, and so does the hijack and cutoff. This will be pretty unfortunate if someone has ace jack or pocket 3s, but I think we have to go with it when we have king jack. The turn on the top board comes a 6 of diamonds, and the turn on the second board comes a 7 of diamonds. The river on the top board comes a 7 of hearts, and the river on the second board comes a 7 of clubs. We clearly are not winning the top board and don't really know what to expect on the second board. The under the gun 1 player actually ends up folding. I reveal my hand and the hijack ends up showing Jack 10 9 5, so a worse jack than me. The cutoff will win the top board as he shows Ace King 9 6. 4-2 pair turned into a boat. I end up winning half of the main pot while the cutoff ends up winning the other half. Besides Sahara, which had no games running at the time, and Westgate, which we will come back to, we finished the last of the strip casinos by first going to Resorts World, where I get bluffed by an old man coffee. He bluffed me. He's crazy. At the Orleans, I pick off a bluff in a $600 pot with trip aces, and even get to meet a friend's dog. All right, guys, we are on our way to number 11, South Point. This is where it kind of gets difficult because the drives between the casinos are much longer than the ones on the strip. Let's get it. Despite not playing any fun hands at South Point, we do get this funny reaction from a nice lady. I'm playing poker at every casino in Vegas today.
What are you gonna do with this?
Make a video. I'm not kidding. You think that's funny? You'll be in my video.
I think it's funny.
There you go. Next up is my favorite visit of the entire challenge, Skyline. This is a tiny hole-in-the-wall casino that only ever has 1 game running, a 2-4 limit. Naturally, most of the players were elderly, which made the game quite wholesome. Oh my god. Whoa. In the first hand, I sit down with $40 and the cutoff limps for $2. We call for $1 in the small blind with 4-3 off because why not? The big blind checks and the flop comes King 9 3, so we have bottom pair. Action checks to the cutoff who bets $2. With a pair, I make the call, and the turn comes the 3 of clubs. I now have trips and expect to have the best hand. I don't want to see a check back, so I lead for $4. The cutoff makes a call and the river comes the 10 of spades. I bet the maximum once again, which is $4, and the cutoff makes a call. I have a 3. This was my second hand that I won in a row, and there was a kill pot, which means the blinds increase. So what happens if I win again?
Stage 36.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna take you out.
For the sake of my safety, I stop winning and it's time to cash out. Bought in for $40, cashed out for $50. That was a fun game, actually. Very fun game. The people were almost all of them were quite elderly, but it was nice playing with them, and it was a very nice environment. Like 3 tables in a really, really small room. Like, can you consider this a casino? I don't know, that's pretty sick. Let's get to the next one. Next, I stopped by the station casinos, Boulder, Santa Fe, and the most popular one, Red Rock. Here, we complete our next challenge.
Alex, what's up, man? Andrew Nemi here. I have a challenge for you as you are bouncing around poker rooms. Pick any one poker room, it's up to you, but you have to splash the pot with $100. You can win it, other people can win it. Just toss in $100 pre-flop and say, whoever wins this next pot wins this $100. Good luck, man.
That's right, Andrew freaking Nemi wants us to splash the pot with $100. I actually did this at Westgate earlier in the day, but ended up winning the pot as the game was tiny and everyone was tight. $100 in the middle. Wow. Splash pot. Oh my gosh, I didn't have anything. I just wanted to win my money back. I gave you the opportunity, you know. Now let's see if we can win again at the Red Rock.
You want to give money away? Go ahead. I ain't gonna stop you. Anybody else want to stop him? Nope. That's what I thought. Go ahead, do it. All right.
We're playing for $100, guys.
You want to stop? You want me to stop him? It's free money.
Free money. No, it's just for anybody. Who will win? Who's going to win? An early position short stack player starts off by going all in for $75. I am in the middle position, and since I started with $200, I only have $100 left. It's going all in to try to win my money back. It really does not matter what I have. I make the $75 call blind, and the big blind also calls. The flop comes 9-9-4. The big blind checks, and I am happy to check back until I need to know what I actually have. The turn comes the ace of spades, and the big blind puts us all in for our remaining $25. We make the call, and the river comes the jack of diamonds. The early position player folds without showing, and the big blind reveals ace jack for 2 pair, which basically means the only way we can win is with a 9. I have 1 6.
That's backward 9.
You're done.
Oh yeah, look, that's a 9.
That's a backward 9.
Oh. Sadly, revealing one card at a time does not work this time. We lose $200 in the name of content. We are at number 16, the Golden Nugget. The last time I was here, they actually tried to make me stop filming and tried to delete the footage on my camera and even called security, and I just walked out on them. So hopefully they don't remember my face. We'll only be here for 1 orbit, so whatever. Thankfully, they did not remember me, and we were able to get in and get out. All right, guys, we are at our last casino, Mandalay Bay. Their poker room closes at 2 a.m. It's like 1:30 right now. We are waiting for a seat. We are first up on the list. They have 3 tables, but no seat yet. We need a seat. Can't wait all night. Just before closing time, I get seated and pick up ace 5 of spades. I raise to $15 under the gun. Under the gun 1 calls, and the hijack 3 bets to $40. This seems like a great spot to complete my very last challenge. Take it away, Adam 22.
Alright, so my idea for the challenge, I just want to see a 4-bet, ace deuce, ace 3, ace 4, anything like that. Suited, not suited, whatever. You got a blocker. You got to go for it.
Alright. Sounds good.
This would normally be a fold or a call, but in the name of no jumper, we have to go for it. All in. I put in the cold 4-bet all in for $275. The player to my direct left actually ends up calling for less, about $80, and the hijack also calls. We are going to need some help as the 3-better shows pocket kings. The flop comes 9-6-4. The turn is a 10 of clubs, and the river is an 8 of spades. The short stack all in ends up showing ace queen off, and we lose a big one to end the night. Adam 22's challenge complete. Didn't know when it would happen. We 4-bet, jammed it in there for $300 starting stack, and he had kings, and we did not suck out. Alright guys, as you saw, we did not complete all casinos. We missed 2. Even with plenty of time remaining to complete the challenge, Sahara simply did not have any games running. The same can be said for a sketchy off-strip casino called Poker Palace, which only hosts a small tournament on Friday evenings, sometimes having a cash game afterwards.
Show Poker, it's John. How can I help you?
Yes, hi. Can you put Spider-Man on the list for 1, 2, and 2, 5?
No one that hold him. You got it.
Thank you. I like how you didn't even question the fact that my name's Spider-Man. Well, good luck, us. I mean, this is Vegas, so I probably look normal, right? We'll see. Hey!
Take off the mask. There's no mask. Take it off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Trying to keep Spider-Man's identity a secret.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. This is really against the law.
Really?
Oh, yeah, totally. We've already been robbed here quite a few times.
Robbed?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
From Spider-Man. That's good.
That's good?
Well, let's go ahead and leave property, okay?
Alright. So we had to take our mask off, and I think that's the end of that. Spider-Man's identity has been revealed. I'm out. What the fuck?